Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to your Journeys lesson. Let's get started. Let's review our letter sounds. We are going to say the name of the letter, the picture that helps us remember the letter sound, and the sound that the letter makes. Let's start with short A. A, apple, A. Your turn. A, apple, A. Good. Next, I'll go first, then you repeat after me. D, duck, D. D, duck, D. Good. F, fish, F. Say it with me. F, fish, F. N, noodle, N. Say it with me. N, noodle, N. And P, pig, P, pig, P. Good job. Now, let's play a little game. Can you guess the word that I'm thinking of? I'll give you 2 clues. I'll tell you what word it rhymes with, and I'll tell you the beginning sound of the word, and I want to see if you can guess what the word is. Let's begin. This word rhymes with pan, and it begins with the sound f, f. What rhymes with pan and begins with a f, f? If you said fan, great job. Let's do another one. This word rhymes with dad and begins with the sound p, p. What rhymes with dad and begins with p, p? Pad. Great job. Let's do one more. This word rhymes with pan and begins with the sound mm. What rhymes with pan and begins with mm? If you said man, nice job. Now let's play another game. You have to tell me which of these letters completes the word. We have the letter A, D, N, P, and F. I will give you part of the spelling, I will give you a clue, and you have to decide which letter completes the word. This word is blank A-N. The clue is this is something to fry eggs in. Which letter can you use to complete the word? Is it A, D, N, P, or F? The answer is P. P completes the word pan. A pan is something you can use to fry eggs. Let's try another one. What letter completes the word F blank N? You can use this to cool you. Does A, D, N, P, or F belong in there? The letter A completes the word fan. Let's do one more. Which letter completes the word? The clue is this drawing helps you find your way. M-A blank. Which letter completes the word? P. M-app. Map. Let's talk about our vowel sound, short A. As a reminder, A, apple, A. Say it with me. A, apple, A. I'm going to say some words, and I want you to tell me if the word has a short A in it or if it doesn't. Let's begin. Fat. F-at. Fat. Does that have a short A in it? Yes. Good job. What about hop? Up. Hop. Does that have a short A in it? No. Has a short O, but no short A. What about tap? T-ap, tap. Does it have a short A? Yes, it does. What about pop? P-op, pop. Do you hear a short A? No. Can you think of any other words that have short A in it? I'll give you a second to think. Now we're going to practice our high frequency words. We are going to read the word and then we'll put it in a sentence. Can you read this word? The word is help. Can you put help in a sentence? My friend can help me with my homework. What is this word? Shout it really loud. The word is with. Can you use with in a sentence? My cat loves to play with a ball of yarn. With. Read this word. Be. Can you put be in a sentence? I hope that this weekend is going to be beautiful. The word is be. Read this word. Play. Use play in a sentence. It is fun to play at the playground. What's this word? You. Can you put you in a sentence? What do you want to be when you grow up? And this is our last word. Please read this word. And. Good job. Can you put and in a sentence? My favorite food is French fries and ketchup. Let's review our vocabulary strategy. This week, we're learning how to classify and categorize. When you classify, you group together several things that have something in common according to their similarities or their likenesses. Something like a group of people, animals, or things that are similar. When you categorize, you classify objects according to their physical structure and characteristics. You can identify how the parts of a group are alike. You categorize them. One way that we keep track of information is we organize it or classify it into groups of words that have something in common. Look at these 3 words I wrote. Cow, dog, horse. What do they all have in common? They're all animals. So these words are a group of animal. I would classify them as animals. And the category is animals. In a story, we might come across many words that tell about actions. We can name this group action words. Action words tell what someone or something does. Let's think about these sentences from the book, What is a Pal? The first sentence says, a pal can play with you. The second one says, Sam and Nat can help Dan. I know that an action word is something that someone or something does. Do you see any action words in either of these sentences? I'll read them again. A pal can play with you. Sam and Nat can help Dan. Well, I can see that the pals are playing outside, and playing is something that we can do. So, play is an action word. I also see the word help. It is also something that we can do. So, the words help and the word play can be in a group called action words. Let's look at some more sentences and look at the words in those sentences and see if we can classify them by 3 categories: actions, animals, and clothing. So, I'll go first. I look at the book. Do you hear an action word that would go in the category actions? I look at the book. Look is an action, so I would put look under actions. What about sentence 1? I hop on 1 foot. Do you hear an action, an animal, or clothing in that sentence? I heard the word hop, which is an action, so we would put it in the actions category. The next sentence, Sarah puts her sweater behind her chair. Oh, I hear an action word and a clothing word in there. Sweater is clothing and puts is an action word. Let's do one more. The dog chews the sock. This is a fun sentence because it has an action, an animal, and a clothing. Do you know which word is the action word, the animal, and the clothing word? The dog chews the sock. Let's take a look if we were right. The action words in these sentences are look, hop, puts, choose. The animal words are dog. And the clothing words are sweater and sock. Let's take a look at our anchor text. Let's recall what we read. We read, "What is a pal?" And we know that this book is about pals and what it means to be a good friend. And the genre of this book is informational text. That means it's giving us real information about a true topic. Now that we've recalled what our anchor text is about, we're going to read some poems. Poetry uses words in interesting ways to show pictures and feelings. We're going to read 3 poems that are about friends, just like our book, What is a Pal, was about. Let's read this poem called Damon in Blue. I'll read it first, and then you can join along with me. Damon and Blue, just us two, cruising up the avenue. You strut, you glide, but mark our stride, can't beat us when we're side by side. Let's read it together. Damon and Blue, just us two, cruising up the avenue. You strut, you glide, but mark our stride, can't beat us when we're side by side. What is this poem about? Take a minute to think. What is this poem about? Well, it's called Damon and Blue, so I think those are 2 friends. And they like to cruise up the avenue. Maybe they cruise on a bike or a scooter. They strut and they glide. And when they're together, nobody can beat them. So it's about 2 friends who like to walk or run or bike or ride together. How do the sensory words and phrases help you to picture things? Think about the sensory words and the phrases that helped you put a picture in your mind. Well, when I read the word two and the phrase side by side, I can picture how many friends there are. We know there are two of them, and we know that they are walking close together. Let's read another one. Wait for me. I'll read it first, and then you can read it with me. Wait for me, and I'll be there, and we'll walk home together. If it's raining, puddle pails, or if it's sunny weather. Wait for me, and I'll be there, and we'll walk home together. You wear red, and I'll wear blue, and we'll be friends forever. Let's read it again. Join along with me if you can. Wait for me, and I'll be there, and we'll walk home together. If it's raining, puddle pails, or if it's sunny weather. Wait for me, and I'll be there, and we'll walk home together. You wear red, and I'll wear blue, and we'll be friends forever. What is this poem about? Well, it sounds like it's two friends, and one of them will always wait for the other so that they can walk together and so that they can be friends forever. How do the sensory words and phrases help you picture things? Now remember, our senses are sight, taste, smell, touch, and hear. Were there any words and phrases in this poem that helped you create a picture in your mind to know what this poem is about and what's happening in this poem? Well, when I read the words, you wear red and I wear blue, I pictured two friends, one in a red shirt and one in a blue shirt. Also, when I read, we'll walk home with puddle pails or sunny weather, I pictured that they would be together jumping in puddles or walking in the shining sun. Let's read one more poem. This poem is called Jambo. Jambo, jambo, ambo, ambo, mbo, mbo, bo, 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 oh, 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 bo, 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 mbo, mbo, ambo, ambo, jambo, jambo. Hi, hello. Did you know? Jambo means hello, hello. Jambo means hello in Swahili. In this poem, jambo rhymes with a lot of words. Jambo, hello, no. Can you think of any other words that rhyme with jambo? Low, so, flow, jambo. Now that we've read a bunch of texts, it's important to compare them to each other. We read, What is a Pal? And we also read 3 poems in Friends Forever. How are the friends in the poems like the pals in the book? And how are they different? I want you to think about the 2 texts that we read. We read, What is a Pal? And we read 3 poems in Friends Forever. Let's think about them. Think about how are the friends in the poems alike and how are they different? I found lots of similarities between the 2 texts, and I also found some differences. In What is a Pal and in Friends Forever, the friends talk about playing with each other. In Damon and Blue, they talk about how they strut up the avenue and they are having this race. They're playing. And also, in What is a Pal, the friends play together. Another way that they are alike is that in What is a Pal, the friends are helping one another garden. And in the poem Wait for Me, it talks about helping them walk together. I noticed that in these two texts, they talk about together and they spend a lot of time together. And I also notice that they usually talk about two pals and two friends. Like in Damon and Blue, it's about two friends. And in Wait for Me, it's about two friends who will be friends forever. And in What is a Pal, a lot of the pictures are about two pals. Some ways that they are different is that in the poem Wait for Me, it talks about walking in the rain. We don't see anything about walking in the rain in What is a Pal. Another difference that I notice is that they use the term pal in What is a Pal, and they use the term friends in Friends Forever. It's important to look at different texts to compare similarities and differences. It helps you understand what you are reading better. When you are reading, it's also important to compare the text to yourself. We read this week books and poems all about friends. Now, we saw what they like to do as friends, but I want to know what you like to do as friends. What do these friends in the books do that you also like to do? Take a minute to think. Well, in What is a Pal, I saw two friends who are gardening with each other. That's something that me and my friends like to do together too. And also, in the poem Wait for Me, these friends are taking a walk in sunny weather. That's something that I love to do with my friends. I love to take a walk with them on a really nice sunny day. Now, what do you like to do with your pals that they did not mention in these texts? Think about all the things that they mentioned and think about something new that you like to do with your friends. One of my favorite things to do with my friends is to go to the beach together. I didn't notice anybody in either of these books going to the beach together. Something I also love to do with my friends is to go shopping. And shopping was not something that either of these books mentioned. What do you like to do with your friends? That's it for today. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I'll see you tomorrow.